We're not recognizing history. So then when you don't recognize history, then, oh, we victims. Yeah, okay, well then, as long as you believe that. First of all, you don't know the history. Now, second of all, your vibratory frequency is all jacked up because you're buying this victimhood statements that Roland Martin is saying. And until you're ready to recognize history, understand who you are and what you're supposed to have, be knowledgeable, well then you're going to stay in a victim state. That's what Patrick Bet-David was trying to say. Do I have any comments? Let me see. So Donald Trump was telling us is the automatic citizenship applies to the children of those Albion slaves, not others, but also when people say they are black and African, they aren't included. Right. Black and African, first of all, African, that's not even a nation. So when you're dealing with these people, thank you for that question, Standing Bear. When you're dealing with these people, you've got to recognize that you're dealing in the public, all right? When you're dealing in the public, they need to be able to identify you by the nation that you claim. So your nation is what is going to determine your status to some degree, unless you form your own nation, which is what we do when we help you get your trust, all right? You form your own nation. But when they ask you what your nation is, and you say, oh, African is not a nation, that's a landmass. Oh, African American is not a nation, it's a landmass. So first of all, African American, you said you are an orphan, that you don't have a nation. All right, when you claiming black, you're claiming to be dead. That status doesn't have any, look, it has nothing to do with skin color. As a matter of fact, the original black people were Albions, because black means dead or somebody who's not truly, who's not fully human. That's what it means, somebody who's not fully human. All right, when you're talking about colored, even we look up in the law dictionary, colored means fake or fictitious, appearing to be something that it's not. So when you're taking on those titles, you're saying you're of a lower status, you're saying you're an orphan. All right, so let me finish this question now, because he goes on to say, he talks about Trump. Now, melanated folk, I need y'all to remember when Trump said, they don't look like no Indians to me? Do y'all don't remember Trump saying that several times? It was a clip, it was just going viral. I don't know who these people are. They don't look like Indians to me. They don't look like the original people of this land. And he's basically making it clear. There's all kind of clips of Trump talking about melanated people and who they are and how powerful they are. They just don't know who they are right now, but their knowledge is rising. And that there are people who are very afraid of what's coming once melanated people learn who they are. But if you get people like Roland Martin and other people who can keep you in a victimized state, you'll never rise. But Trump has been saying, now, let me be clear. I'm not for nobody. I didn't vote. I don't vote because I know the game. But what I am saying to you, when you're talking about Trump, I don't totally know who he is or what, because, he's shaking stuff up. I don't know who he is. But what I can say to you is, I know that I've heard myself several clips where he has said these things and talked about, first of all, Indians and who they are, and saying that the people who claim to be Indians are not, because he's like, that's not what the original people look like. Then, because he can't just come out and tell you. Then he talks about how melanated people have a power and that there are people who are running things that are very much fearing the time when melanated people truly learn who they are. And the issue is when you get people who constantly speak about victimhood or fear-mongering or things like that, especially when you're talking to the people in the melanated community, when you get people like that, then melanated people buy into their victimhood and they don't rise. Because they're like, yeah, we victims, let's riot, let's burn it down. And that's all it's about is violence and being upset and angry and rage. And as long as you are in that kind of frequency, you down here, you're not operating in your right mind. You can never rise or create anything or manifest anything positive when you stay in this state. You can't. That's what Patrick Bet-David was trying to say about what Roland Martin was saying. But he didn't present it well. Because everything came across with an ego. Everything came across as him being non-compassionate. And that was the problem in his message. But both of them were just running with very big egos. Both of them were not respecting the facts. Okay, Roland Martin, once again, did not respect the fact that he was saying, well, wait a minute. The 30 cities with the highest amount of crime, are all 27 of them are run by Democrats. He didn't want to respect that. He was like, nope. He wanted to back up off of that because then it shows that the Democratic Party is not working for the melanated people who keep staying being a part of the Democratic Party. And then Patrick Bet-David wasn't respecting the facts that he showed when he said, yeah, there's a systemic racism. Both of them were not respecting facts. But at the same time, Roland Martin, he doesn't have knowledge, or he's not spitting the true knowledge about who really started the United States of America. And then on the other hand, Patrick Bet-David, he didn't present his information properly on the spiritual side. All right? That's my take on that. But yeah, Donald Trump was telling the truth. He's been trying to tell melanated people about, the fact that they have some power. But you can't lift up people who don't want to lift themselves up. You just can't. And so if these people who you're trying to lift up are in a victim state, there's nothing you can do for them. I know I've done it. I've dealt with people who, for example, had mortgage situation. I've helped them get hundreds of thousands. Then they still find a way to not be able to handle their situations because it's not about money. It's about integrity. It's about getting spirit right first. Because once you get that in order, everything else will fall into place. Once you get the spiritual side, what he was talking about, this right here, your vibratory frequency, universal laws, once you get this in order, you're going to rise because the money is going to find you. Money is not attracted to people who operate in this area down here. Money can't find you when you operate in anger and desire and fear and grief and shame. It can't find you down here. That's what Patrick Bet-David was talking about. But when you get up here, courage, and you all willing and love, and okay, money is going to be attracted to you. Nobody want to see you down here.